guys. Okay, this is my first live Facebook thingamabobber. I don't even know if anyone's watching. I think people are watching because I see blue bubbles appearing, but you know, I just had to find a new platform to bring all this shit to you. I'm out here riding my bike today by the river. And yeah, I just wanted to just come back on camera and talk to you guys about something, because I see that you guys really want to talk to me about, you know, this whole skin lightening thing and skin bleaching thing and why I did it, what does it mean, and blah blah blah. I don't really think it's important to discuss like the cultural significance of skin bleaching anymore, because I think that just as African American people, or just as black people in this world, you assimilate, and you know, there are things that, I mean, there are just things that you accept. I mean, not out of necessity, but just, you know, things that kind of become norm because you know, because it's just happening all the time, you know. That I think that also goes for just black people or any minority, you know, and speaking clear, proper English, you know. I often make fun of people. I'll be like, oh, you can't read, you can't this, blah, blah. But, you know, although I'm making a joke, all jokes come from, you know, just a serious place. And I think that a big part of being a black person in America is just like, and it's accepted, you know. I guess people look at the skin lightening thing or the skin bleaching thing as something different, but I see it as another, you know, assimilatory, is that a word? Like another assimilation thing. It's just a continuation of the falsification of self that comes with being a black person in America, you know. Now that falsification, like I said, it can extend to just speaking clear English, or, you know, being really, or doing really well in liberal academia, or whatever the fuck, having a PhD, whatever, you know, us black people make fun of each other for, you know. It's all a part of that, like, respectable Negro stuff, you know, that we take on, whether we are trying to, or whether we're purposefully trying to, or, you know, whether it just happens out of, I guess, osmosis, just being around it all the time, or whatever the fuck. Now with the skin lightening thing, I think that my personal opinion about skin lightening, right? I consider anything that has to do with like removing layers of skin or pigment, I consider it all bleaching, you know. Well, I don't say bleaching, I say lightening. So some people will be like, oh, you know, I just got a chemical peel that's not lightening my skin, but it did lighten your skin, you know. It took off all the chocolate chips and all the shit, you know. You might have had some like blackheads caked down in there, you know. Sometimes it just gets like really kicked up, especially traveling, eating bad food, drinking soda and shit like that, you know, hormones, periods, stuff like that, just be really kicked in, like really stuck. And sometimes you have to do like 5 peels to get that shit up out of there, you know. And then by the time it's up out of there, your face is lighter than the rest of your body. So then what do? You know, either you just wait for it to go back, or maybe you put some makeup on the rest of your body to make it match color, or maybe you know, lighten the rest of the color, like take off permatan and stuff, you know. So I don't know, like any even like different gel, like retin-A and stuff like that, that can take off layers of your skin, and it can make it look lighter, you know. What's colloquially called skin bleaching and stuff, like with hydroquinone and shit like that, and that's not anything that anyone needs to be using, you know. Some dermatologists will still give you hydroquinone, or I think it's like methanol or some shit. Like, there's a lot of stuff out there that you shouldn't be touching that will be prescribed for you at the dermatologist. But there's a whole other market of skin lightening products. And yeah, I wanted to also talk about just like my experience with this world of skin bleaching, you know, because skin bleaching, skin lightening, whatever you want to call it, that is a very deep, dark world, you know. Just kind of, you know, I started off just like, oh, you know, I got like some little shit on my knees, shit on my elbows, I want to take it off. And as I was just doing my research and like going on these blogs and going on all these things, you just see how there's kind of like a scale of like skin lightening products. You know, there will be like the really, really, really high-end, expensive, like nice shit, you know, stuff that I'm lucky enough to be able to afford. And then you'll see like all the way down to the bottom of the barrel, just like the worst ingredients, like mercury, hydroquinone and stuff like that. And you just like see that this like dream being sold, right, to women everywhere. Rich women, you know, like the rich Arab women buy like $20,000, $50,000 worth of these bleaching creams, or like the rich oil Nigerian wives, or like, you know, just like rich Japanese women and stuff like that. You'll have like these really, really high-end products, and then you'll have, you know, maybe for the girl who lives in the shanty town, or like the girl who lives in a third world country or something. You'll just have all of these really, really, really corrosive ingredients. And I'm writing an even longer article, because I mean the skin bleaching and the whiteness is a mental illness article that I was writing are kind of like coming together. So I'm just gonna make them come together and then give them to you guys more concisely. But yeah, and I mean, you know, so I think that that's where a lot of the stigma around skin lightening and skin bleaching comes from. Just the experiences, or just like what you've seen, the damage you've seen people do to themselves with these like really, really, really bad products. Again, I consider skin lightening to be anything that's removing a layer, you know, because it lightens your skin. So even if you're, I don't know, using some acne medication with some other shit in it that says to brighten your skin. And this is another thing, you know, like all of these companies that we buy regular products from, like Johnson & Johnson or wherever the fuck, are selling these products. They are just advertised differently. So when you see a serum and it says brightening or illuminating, that's bleach. You know, where it says lightening, brightening, illuminating, clarifying, all these words are just different words for the same thing, you know? So I feel that, yeah, I feel like there might be like a real big double standard with, and it's kind of like an unnecessary double standard, because I'm all for just kind of, you know, having things made for me, by me, and, you know, so what if a black person's selling skin bleaching cream? I'd rather buy it from a black person than from, you know, whoever else I'm buying it from. You know, you guys all buy products from these companies every single day, you know, Shiseido, Lancome, all of these companies sell bleach in one way, shape, form, or another. And I think that, you know, it can be kind of hypocritical for people to just kind of jump out and be like, oh, well, you like blah, 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 shame on you for skin bleaching and shame on you for doing this. But, you know, this is a very, 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 very common thing. Yeah, and it's all about doing it right and getting the right things so you don't look like chalk or whatever. And I think it's just like a deeper conversation into just like a woman's right to choose, like just a woman's choice, like a woman's choice. I think that just with being black and being a black woman, you know, or at least for me, sometimes I can forget to like be a woman, and I just get really, you know, just, yeah, like bent up on blackness and all of these like unwritten rules that come with being black, you know. And it's just, you know, you kind of forget to give yourself a break sometimes, like in knowing that blackness in today's age is so paradoxical. It's just so like, you know, it's so many different things. It's so many different things. And I think that especially nowadays with all of the like advantages we have with technology and science and all sorts of things like that. You know, like, what's the difference between getting a nose job and changing your skin color? What's the difference between wearing a hair weave and changing your skin color? You know, nobody was upset when I was wearing 30-inch weaves and, you know, tearing out my edges and doing all type of shit like that. You guys loved it, but what is the difference? You understand? I don't understand what the difference is. Because there really isn't a difference. And I think that for so many people to say, oh, you wanting to, you know, lighten your skin or whatever, it's just kind of like to say that it negates anything that I've said about this current situation of, you know, blackness in America is ignorant and just stupid. You know, what do body modifications have to do with somebody's level of intellect? The two don't correlate, you know. They absolutely do not correlate. And I think it's petty, you know. I think it's petty. I think it's very contradictory, especially since, you know, so many of our favorite stars have lightened their skin. You know, a lot of times it just happens. Like, you go for a peel and the shit comes off and it's looking fresh and free, and then it's just like, damn, you know, but my ear is darker, and then fuck, what am I gonna do? You just have to fix it up and get it right, shine it up, you know. Like, some of my favorite artists, like, look at Diana Ross. I don't see I would never say that Diana Ross is any less of an artist because her skin is lighter. Like, come on, that was the style. That's the 70s disco fever style. Who cares? Who cares? I think that all in all, I think that if people were looking to me to be like, you know, some sort of messiah for black empowerment and black rights, and my decision to bleach my skin or lighten my skin has then, you know, made you not believe in me, then I would just kind of question your priorities, you know. Like, well, what's, like, don't we as a people have bigger fish to fry than what the fuck I want to do with my hair or what I want to do with my skin or whatever, you know. And I think a lot of people also forget that women's beauty, or just the women's world, you know, is a very different world, and it's a very secret world, and a woman's beauty is very it's very personal, and it's like a costume, you know. You can, as a woman, I mean, men can do it too, you know. Men get hair plugs and do all kind of fucking crazy shit. Like, I don't know. You can, as a woman, kind of not be like transracial. That's not what I'm trying to say, but I think that women's beauty, within the bounds of women's beauty, we are allowed to, or us women allow each other to just kind of, you know, float between these like very fresh, like cross-cultural ideas of beauty, you know. So maybe I might have a bun and put chopsticks in my hair, or maybe, like, I don't know, maybe a white girl wants to get an ass, or she wants to get a tan, or whatever the fuck it is. It's just, that's the time we live in, you know. Women's beauty is just all mixing up. Of course, I was reading something about, like, the marriage market and skin bleaching, and it was saying, you know, that African American women are turning to, or just like black women across the world are turning to skin bleaching and all sorts of things like that because of the marriage market, and, you know, just their belief that it is harder to get married as a dark-skinned woman. I don't think in this, like, metropolis that I live in, like New York City, with that, like that, you know what I mean? It has nothing to do with being dark-skinned, getting married. But I mean, I guess in other places where there is a, you know, where those things are more prevalent, where it's less of a choice and more of like a kind of social status thing, I can see how that can be a thing to try. You know, people try all sorts of shit. Yeah, people do all kinds of things when they're trying to, I guess, win, survive, whatever we're here doing, you know, procreate, I don't fucking know, whatever we're supposed to be doing. And yeah. Another thing I was reading some other, like, article about, and it was from some psychology report, some psychiatric report. Some therapists or whatever were trying, they were trying to come up with this name for like what they would call like skin bleaching disorder, and I guess they think it's like a personal, like I guess like a personality kind of like dissociative disorder thing, where I guess darker skinned people try to bleach their skin in effort to like perceive themselves as white or whiter, you know. And in my head, I'm just thinking it, I'm reading this and I'm like, okay, wow, this is probably two like white people writing this right now, you know. And it's just like I don't know, just, and this is another thing that's going into the fucking article. It's all like, you know, the whole whiteness, skin bleaching, colorism, all that shit, you know. I think it's pretty arrogant of just like a white psychologist or a white scientist to kind of like be examining the behavior of black people, you know, after they've already been oppressed by whiteness, and then just looking at them through white lenses. It's just like, you know, they have no point of reference. And that's kind of where I was going when I was saying, you know, whiteness is a mental illness that I think everybody, including myself and including everyone, is just like infected with. Like everybody just believes whatever, you know, like whatever. I don't know when they started fucking switching their hands on the clock and when they started burning all the old books and stuff, but you know, how can you possibly like see the effects of white society and white supremacy on everybody else, you know, or just like know that somewhere down the line in your bloodline, you or your people may have had participated in putting these people down, and then, you know, ask them why they're mad, why are they hungry, why are they depressed. It's like, you know, that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of what I think about a lot of things that I see or that I read in terms of, you know, psychology and psychiatric disorders and all sorts of things like that. And I think that it extends outward. Like it's not just black people that are affected by whiteness, and I don't mean whiteness like by white people. I mean whiteness as a social construct. It itself, not white people. Whiteness as a social construct, just kind of, you know, it makes everybody mentally sick, because it comes with this like falsification of self, where you are just trying to speak as clearly as possible and look a certain way and appear clean, appear educated, and, you know, it's starting to rain. Yeah, whatever. That's me fleshing out some more of my ideas here. And I'm gonna keep working them together, because everybody's like, you know, well, how do you hate, you know, white supremacy yet you date white men? Or how do you preach black rights yet you bleach your skin? And it's just like, shit, you know, like, or how do you like preach black rights and you say the N-word and stuff like that? It's just like, I'm really starting to believe that there are just certain things that aren't supposed to reconcile. You know, they're not supposed to correlate. They aren't supposed to, and they're supposed to juxtapose. And that is supposed to be like the beauty of, or just, I don't know, the paradox that is being black in 2016. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think that, you know, me rubbing on some fucking bleaching cream or some cake soap is gonna be like the end of the revolution, guys. Like, trust me, it's not the end of the fucking revolution. And yeah, you know, my knees are nice and smooth, elbows are nice and smooth. Yeah, I don't know what to say. And yeah, I'm sitting here by the Hudson River. It's raining. I'm probably about to get rained on. I have my little trike electric bike. And oh yeah, I guess I can kind of put something up tonight, because I want to. I know there's a lot of people that just want to know like what's what, and I think it's fair to just, you know, skin bleachers or whoever, to kind of just dispel the differences, or just somebody who's looking to, I don't fucking know, just don't hurt yourself, you know. I got like a guide so you don't fucking sizzle yourself up, okay? Because it's a risky thing and a risky world. And yeah, you know, that's it. Okay, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. I'm gonna get out of the rain before it comes pouring down. Can you see it on my head already? All right, you guys, bye.